casting couch.
That's it. So you had quite an interesting training session last week.
Which one?
The strongman.
The strongman one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that was good. That. So strongman training for the first time in ever, and I've wanted to do it for ages.
Yeah.
Strongman's one of those things that you see as a kid, and you see all these monsters on Channel 5, and you're like, I definitely want to have a go at that, but you know, not a massive dude. I just thought it was something that I'd never end up getting into, to be honest. Just because I'm not 150 kilos and 6'5", or 6'7". But yeah, the quality session did Atlas Stones and log, which was two of the main things that I wanted to do. I'm going to go and have a play around with some yoke training as well, and obviously done a little bit of the sandbags before in the past. But I thought that those stones had a little bit of a weird feel after you just used to do the sandbag, because they're solid.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no give when you're pitching, is there?
Yeah, so it's more like just an open hand grip, and you have to squeeze with your elbows. Whereas the sandbag, once you get your fingers underneath it and you can kind of attach yourself to it, the grip doesn't really feel like a problem, which is whether you've got the strength to do it. But all my muscles in my back and my rib cage felt like they were working, my traps and my lats felt like they were working like nothing before. And it's because you're doing that squeeze. I think it's got such a good transfer over to Jits and grappling, doing sandbag training, front-loaded carries. Like, it's almost the exact same position as a body block, stabbing body block, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know, if you can suplex a 120 kilo bag, which I can't do.
For sure, 80 kilo white belt will be
grab them by the belt and dump them on the head, can't you?
Please.
And interestingly enough, actually, more on the point of that, there's two guys there, one of which I've not seen for a long time, a guy called Tony who I used to train with, who's a big guy, and there was another guy there called Phil, I think you know.
Yeah.
He was a big dude as well, 170 kilos, and he was telling me, he gave me a little bit of advice on the Atlas Stones when I was lifting him up. He was just like, rip it off the floor like a white belt in turtle. I was like, I'll give that a go.
Did it work?
I think they're stone up. I think they're stone up, but I've never...
So I've got the image in my head now where it's sort of like, Atlas Stone,
white belt.
Atlas Stone.
Yeah, you've got to do a run. That'd be a good competition. White belt, blue belt, purple belt. But pull them up and it'd be almost like wrestling power slam, wouldn't it, onto the platform. Yeah.
Well, seen that video where the guy's instructing and the guy gets suplexed across the house.
That's the best video on the internet. It's like just a promotional video for the club, isn't it? It's like, yeah, everybody come down, you know, we got the small girls doing this technique on the guy. It's safe for everybody has a good time, and then
the best bit of that is the scream.
It's got, do you think that's edited in afterwards, or do you reckon he screamed like that?
I reckon he screamed like that as well.
And also, do you think it's staged, or do you reckon it's legit?
No, fully staged that.
Yeah, I think it's quality that.
But I regardless of how it's staged or not, it's probably one of the best videos I've
Funny,
seen.
isn't it? It's like, I might do that one as a promotional video for Flow. If you're ever worried about coming down and doing a bit of Jiu Jitsu, here's one to put you at ease. Welcome to the beginner's class. Well, and then we'll have a load of white belts lined up and do the Atlas Stones with them.
You're terrified with
What? It can't be any worse than any of those McDojo live videos where like the sensei is standing there giving them fucking round kicks in the head as a...
that one resurfaced, didn't it, recently? The suplex one.
Yes, yeah.
Don't know.
But
I
like
saw
it's
Tom Match commented, didn't it? Saying, so was it Ricardo? You should be ashamed of yourself.
I don't know the background story on it. Is this the video with the big dude powerbombing the brown belt?
Yeah, I think it's around that promotion. Fair play to him for getting back up, but I don't see it frustrating me watching the videos with that.
What is your opinion on belt promotions, ceremonies? Well, I'll call it that because everyone's got a different one. Probably the most famous one's getting whipped, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that sort of stuff?
It's fair. It's something that I'm not the most keen on because I think for the outsiders, it's sport, but I do understand the sort of the reason behind it, and sort of why some clubs do it. But well, I'm more of a fan of like Ironmans or
like a Shark Tank.
yeah, like just absolutely put them through hellish roles, and then at the end of it, it's the promotion.
Yeah.
Or the last ones that I did was I tied the knot around them while we were rolling, and they didn't realise, but I was being pretty nasty with the roll and putting my pressure in and just being really horrible.
Yeah.
And as we were moving, I was tying the knot around them and taking their knot off them, and neither of them noticed until sort of they got up and everyone's like coming up and going, "Oh, congratulations!"
Do they deserve the belt if they can't tell that they're getting it? Brown to black belt. Oh, cool. Shit. What about the Galvao and Israel Adesanya coming down to do the drill, takes his back and then pulls out the purple belt?
Yeah, I like that as well. It's sort of, I think it's just getting the creative ways to.
Yeah. What about so another one you see a lot actually as well is like on podium on tournament day promotions. What do you think about that? Do you think you get the belt for the win?
I don't think that's necessary, because it's kind of like it gives the others on the podium sort of being like, oh, so technically you are a black belt then. If they get promoted to black belt on the podium, or their white belt gets promoted to blue on the podium, it's like, well, so technically you are a blue belt. This coach is just waiting for you to
sandbagging.
Yeah, he's speaking sandbagging. I think it's something that should be like just done at the club where so the training partners and the people who have been part of the journey can sort of see it as well.
Yeah. No, that's not a bad shout. I mean, yeah, everyone's got a different opinion. And actually, one that I saw that was really interesting as well, I watched a little mini documentary, I think it was, God, you know what, I can't remember who it was, but he was talking about going through his whole journey through Jiu Jitsu, just winning tournament win, and he's getting the promotions and stuff and coming through pretty quick, and his instructor wouldn't promote him. Wasn't promoting him on these wins, and he thought he was going to get the win on the win, get the podium, get the black belt, and he didn't get it. And the first tournament that he lost at brown belt, that was when he got his black belt after that.
Oh wow!
So his instructor was like, "This is the lesson that you need to learn."
Is that the Canatera one?
And yes, it was. You said that.
Yeah.
I might be butchering that story, but it was essentially something along that line. I thought that was quite interesting. But I do agree that fair enough, you can get your promotion on the podium. That's cool. But it's like a belt promotion is almost a more personal thing than a tournament win.
Yeah,
I think
it's like it comes a lot from like personal growth as well as the technique side of things, and I don't think anybody ever feels ready for the next belt.
Yeah.
And if you feel like you are ready for the next promotion, I don't know. It probably takes that surprise out of it as well, and that sort of growing into the belt as well. Like, what's your thoughts on the sort of ceremonies behind it as well?
I think in terms of ceremonies, people can do whatever they want. Even you said with beginners or people new to the sport, like a whipping is quite brutal.
Yeah.
I think people like I don't like being whipped.
Yeah.
You can see how off-putting it is to people who in the gym. Like they know they've got a promotion coming up and they've been to a couple of gradings or whatever, or they've seen people get promotions and whipped, and like you can see the fear in their face when it's coming up. You don't want to get it, and it's almost like, oh, I don't want my belt.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I don't know, it's like a bit of a hazing thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a bit of a rite of passage sort of thing. I don't know, maybe do you just do it once? Do you have like one blue belt and then it's a hard one.
Yeah.
I think everyone's free to kind of do what they want, but it's not for everybody. Like getting whipped cool and whatever, and it's like a cool attitude to like, oh, I can take it, and kind of like part of the brotherhood and a bit of a hazing or whatever. But everybody's there for a whipping.
Yeah. And you get like.
Certainly,
you do get some that get carried away with it as well. Like I've been at some of them where, like, I kind of felt like if I didn't whip, I'm gonna be sort of chastised for it. So like I'll be
you're
like,
gonna get whipped yourself.
yeah, I'll just be like just gently do it. But then I've seen it where people will whip, run further down their corner, whip again, run further down, whip again, run, like just literally just doing little pit stops.
If you watch my purple belt promotion with Alan running up and down the line, honestly, I've got multiple, like, people don't like me at training, really, because they're just running up and down the line, like getting extra hits in. I've got somebody who hits me here, runs up to the end of the line and gets it again, and then when I'm coming back down, goes to the other side and does it again. And I do it as well. And yeah, I mean, but on the other hand as well, like, equally, as you said, I would feel less comfortable whipping somebody that I don't know.
Yeah.
And I always think to some degree, and this is what I've justified to myself for years, getting the crap beat out of me at promotions, like, you whip the people that you like harder.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
So that's how I'm kind of justifying it to myself. I've got loads of friends that train.
Tough love.
Not that they fucking hate me and want to see me in pain.
Yeah, 'cause that's where the one that I was like, where I sort of like, I didn't feel quite comfortable with, because like, I'd been to a seminar at another club,
Yeah.
and there'd been a number of promotions there, and I was like, oh no, I miss that. So I was like, no, come on, son, go get involved. And I was like,
How can I make this look like a hard hit, but then let the belt come through like...
yeah. And I just sort of like, almost like tickled them with the belt. And then like,
That's going to be a bit weirder, to be honest.
to be fair, now reflecting back on it, it does sound a bit weird.
Phrasing. Just, everyone else is whipping.
But then I've had only like whipping for one promotion through my whole like career that's now.
Yeah, Cam's nice to you. You got beer last time, didn't you? Off the brown belt.
Yeah.
But you've been on the receiving end of a surprise belt as well, haven't you? We've already gone through the story on the podcast, but yeah, when you were there getting your black belt, you just basically threw it at you for the photo, which is quite cool.
And the same one for me, brown belt as well.
Yeah.
Like we just had a tough gi session, and we were sort of cooling down, doing a jog around the mat, and it sort of come over, and then I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So the promotion to brown belt was just for turning up to a gi class finally.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
No, I like it. It's cool. I mean, promotions are promotions, and we talked about them loads on the podcast. Like, don't, you know, people who are, I think people early on in Jiu Jitsu are kind of in a rush to get to the next belt, and you can kind of get it like early on, because I don't know, there's some stigma around being a white belt, isn't there? It's like the way some people say it, it's almost like looked down upon. But that's the stage where you're accumulating all your knowledge. You don't want to rush through white belt.
No.
And you certainly don't want to be at any belt, but I've always been this opinion. You don't want to be the guy with the belt without the skill.
Yeah.
And you'll never get the belt without the skill, because your instructor should never give it.
No.
Unless you're paying 10 grand for a promotion, which nobody does.
I won't say it.
No, nobody does that.
I won't say it.
Nobody does that. I don't know what you're on about.
Half man.
No, we're not going down this route again on this podcast. This is not the Aston Kutcher podcast. But don't rush to a belt promotion, because like, you want the skill, you don't want the belt.
No.
You do want the belt, but you want the skill. Don't rush.
The belt is almost sweeter when you get like you sort of have that skill level there. Whereas if you're doubting yourself like a year into having that new belt, it doesn't quite feel that.
You don't even go into an open mat with a belt on, and then you roll with everybody, and you don't feel like you should be wearing it.
Yeah.
And then other people are thinking, this guy's a blue belt?
Yeah.
Really? But I've seen today's one before. What else is new in the world of Jiu Jitsu?
They had the Who's Number One, didn't they, on the weekend? Is it Who's Number One?
Yeah,
it was. I've not got around to watching the matches yet, but from looking at the card,
Did Wagner pull off a heel hook?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I've seen a few of the matches, and there was quite a few really good like results, and just from what I've been hearing, it was a really good card.
Yeah. It's good to see some Jiu Jitsu comps happening again.
Yeah.
Even if they are in the US and everything's happening in the US and nothing's happening in the UK or Europe. But it kind of seems like the tide's going to switch again come January.
Hopefully, like once this vaccine gets out, we can get back to choking each other and.
Well, I think conversely in the US it's going the other way as well, isn't it? I think they look like they're on the verge of going into like state lockdowns again.
Yeah. Well, I think they're looking at national one, aren't they? With Biden and whatnot, so I think it's gonna, it's awful. It's gonna take, it's gonna, I think they're gonna go through next year what we've gone through this year.
Yeah. Yes, the time has turned.
Yeah.
European
But
comps heading this way.
there's gonna be the vaccine.
Yeah, and that's a good opportunity for like promotions such as, I know Polaris have done some, but Grapplefest
Yeah.
can start doing some big shows again because both of those shows attract big names.
Yeah.
And a good opportunity for the UK and Europe to pick back up on a lot of stuff they've missed out on from 2020. I remember Gordon Ryan was supposed to match Cal Bain, wasn't it, at Grapplefest? And then that match basically got held over in the States. Would have been a good one, yeah. That was a US versus Europe or US versus UK sort of card, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was quite interesting.
I think, I'm hoping that they try and do that again, because I think we have got that much talent in the UK to sort of put on a great display, but it's just getting the right shed of light, the right lighting over onto us now.
People are eager for matches.
Yeah.
Competitors are eager for matches. Yeah, it'd be good to have some of the big names over again doing like a bit of a head-to-head Europe versus UK or UK versus States like Polaris has just done with Team. That might be a good one for Polaris to do a Team USA versus a Team UK.
It would be interesting that.
So I'll go three-way and add in Team Europe as well.
Is that?
Go three-way and add Team Europe in as well.
Yeah.
Have a
Even
round
like
robin.
a bit of a, because you've got a, Asia's got a strong like scene going through as well, so like even having a four-way and having a two-sided bracket,
Yep.
getting that,
Yeah,
making
yeah.
a good final.
Yeah, just like a proper quintet, isn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Speaking of memes on the internet, I think this should become a segment actually on the podcast. Craig Jones meme of the week. Have you seen the latest one where he's on the beach in the buff? No. I don't know whether he's posted up the, but obviously everybody photoshops his shit, don't they? And comes up with even better ones. So he stood on the beach, like in the buff, just like looking out at the sea, and somebody's photoshopped Lachlan Giles up in the sky like Mufasa in the Lion King, and he's like, come down to Puerto Rico and join my cult, basically. So it's that picture there. Oh. But somebody photoshops Lachlan's face up here, and there's like 10 naked Craig Jones on the beach. Let's find any of those. He's definitely got the best page on the internet.
Yeah.
Best Jiu Jitsu page. He doesn't take himself seriously as well.
No.
But he's quality.
And he doesn't say outlandish stuff. Like,
No.
he doesn't put himself in that bracket where it makes him so polarised where you go, do you know what, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm aside from no names, but no, I don't think everyone gets pissed off at Craig Jones or anything, do they?
Only when he wins.
Only when he wins. That's what I was going to say, but I wasn't going to mention any names.
It's genuinely when he wins, people get annoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite Grapplers jobs, like, to watch as well as just on social media. He seems like a top genuine guy.
And what's always impressive as well in these big tournaments is like everybody's at a high level, but the speed at which you can get the subs, like within a minute. That EBI tournament, within a minute.
Yeah.
You know, even Gordon Ryan couldn't finish the matches that quick. Yeah, amazing. Really quality grappler.
Be interested to see how his game changes while he's in Puerto Rico.
I'd like to see him match Keenan.
That'd be interesting.
I'd like to see that match.
That would be very interesting. He'd have to be Nogi, obviously.
Yeah.
Because is Keenan back training now, or is he? I'd imagine so. LA's, California's open, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I reckon he must be back training because that tosses it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. What his gym looks like now, though. I've been on social media once a week, so I wonder what
The
it's like.
Legion one.
Yeah.
Looks good. He's got the podcast studio in there now, hasn't he? I've watched a video of the tour of the facility. They've got like changing rooms, like cleaning and drying facilities for your gis. You can leave your gis there to be dropped off. The mat space is massive. I'm pretty sure they've got a separate room in there as well for different stuff like, you know, privates and whatever. It's quality, and all the stuff that they put out is mint. I think the thing that Keenan does as well, which is really good, is like goes for quality of production as well as content.
Yeah.
Which, as he said, for his Jiu Jitsu X stuff makes a big difference in terms of you know, wanting to watch it.
Yeah.
Like we've said with podcasting before, and part of it's educational and part of it's entertainment.
Yeah.
So you've got to, and he does a good job of doing both. It's entertaining enough that you want to continue to watch it, but you're also getting the education out of it as well.
100%. And I think the way that he breaks things down, like I said it before, where it's just a step-by-step process.
Yeah.
And like, I know I've certainly taken a lot from him as a coach, sort of in the way I try to teach things at Hive. It's just sort of break it down into as many little chunks as you can, and then just deliver it, like essentially just drip feeding the information to them so they get everything right, as opposed to developing bad habits and then down the line they go like, why do you have bad habits? Like, well, you taught me it.
Yeah, it's your fault. No, it's good. It's good, and yeah, it's good to see more people doing well in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. It's becoming a full-on like ecosystem now, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. It needs to grow, and you know, from the looks of what they're doing as well, it's supporting other athletes as well, rather than being like, this is our thing, and then everyone else can for themselves.
Yeah. I can see that being a pretty fair deal as well. With he was very vocal about not using other companies.
Externals
For his short shows.
Yeah.
He was very, very like on the podcast. He's very vocal about Hinga being, come to me, don't use them. And,
right, okay. So it's poaching people.
Pretty much, yeah. And it makes sense if you. And I don't think Hinga would have left the other company he's working with if what Keenan's offering wasn't better.
Yeah. Totally. Well,
Everything's open back up. They've got a new strain of virus now, haven't they? That's just brutal.
it's evolved like a Pokemon.
Yeah, it's like it's fully leveled up now that we've started to be like, yes, we've got a fire vaccine.
Yeah. So is it resistant to the vaccine?
I was watching something this morning on the news, and the guy that was there was sort of like being, that is a concern of ours.
Yeah.
We don't know yet. And I was like,
There's only one way to test it. Give somebody with the one job, then you new strain and see what happens. I think the thing is, it's only on 90-year-old people, isn't it, who've had the vaccine so far?
yeah.
So,
Can't be
it's not a risky play.
So there's a,
No, I don't know. It's all up in the air. It seems like every week that we come on this podcast, it's just like nothing new's happening in jiu-jitsu in the UK. Hopefully, we'll be back to training soon.
yeah.
But you know, without getting hopes up too much, it feels like the light's at the end of the tunnel a bit.
Oh, 100%. Like, in my head, I've got that sort of springtime, end of March, doors can be back open and we can just do what we want.
Yeah. Can you imagine at the beginning of lockdown back last March, everyone was like 2 weeks max.
Yeah.
And then now it's going to be 12 months. Like, just uncomprehendable.
Like, if you'd have said this time last year to yourself, you'd be doing this, like you'd be on now and you wouldn't be able to work and effectively, or you'd be like, what are you smoking?
Yeah.
You've been taking drugs, like.
Yeah, and you've got to wear a mask everywhere you go.
Yeah.
But I think on the plus side, with what we've been doing, I've really taken a lot out of this, and a lot of the feedback that we get out of people as well. We can't train, but it doesn't mean that you can't learn and stay focused on it.
Oh, 100%.
I feel like even though we've not been able to train this year and improve the physical aspect of things, like the way of thinking about jiu-jitsu has improved, and actually your ability to put that back in place on the mats when we're able to go back on there is going to accelerate your learning rapidly.
Yeah.
Like watching a lot of the breakdowns on the videos that we did was a massive help. And then just speaking about jiu-jitsu, listening about jiu-jitsu, hearing new ideas about it, all the interviews that we've done.
Yeah. Different ideas, different concepts.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like, is there anything sort of like when you are getting back on the mats and sort of doing more sort of like is there going to be any new practices that you adopt?
Or are you thinking about it? I think the biggest thing that I'm going to take about it is, and I've said it before as well, but I think it's just enhanced my thinking about it, is being able to, I always call it like going third person mode, but detaching myself from the situation rather than being in the moment and tunnel vision with it. Just being able to pull yourself out and make it that 360 assessment, and kind of watching the role like it's a match that I'm breaking down. I'm doing that with other roles on the mat as well. Like if you got a free round on the mat, if you're the spare body, watching other people and seeing their movement patterns, because it's more difficult to see that internally when you're in the role than it is to step out and see it. And that's why I love coaching. I always use that analogy, going third person mode, but it just expands everything and you can see everything in 360. That's what I would say. What about you?
Yeah, probably say something similar, and sort of almost not taking it for granted as well. Like, so the round where it didn't go your way, rather than walking away frustrated, sort of being like, alright, this is what I can take away from it. So like just reflecting more upon the actual training. And I think one thing that I'm going to start trying to implement as well is some sort of training diary. After class, maybe 5 minutes in the car, just making notes on technique that was there. I might not go back to the notes, but it's just going to help sort of reinstill the information that I just learned.
Training blog.
Yeah. And sort of, well, that's one thing I'm debating doing as well. Like once we can get back in, like using the equipment that we've got now, like essentially start vlogging. Not necessarily just the whole state of the whole like the YouTube way. It's like, hi guys, going to get Starbucks, and then hi guys, having a poo. Like, not that level of like.
Give it 2 months.
Yeah.
Shit, the views are going up.
But it'll be sort of like, here's what we've done tonight, here's my thoughts on it, here's what I'm taking away from it, and just something that I can upload, whether it's for my own use, and then if someone else finds it useful, they can find it useful.
Yeah, I think that ability to detach and assess, like you say, is one of the biggest things, and imparting that onto your students as well is going to be a big thing. Like something funny happens in a role and you end up getting subbed or something like that, have a laugh about it. But then figure out like why you got caught. Like maybe don't stop mid round and go like, oh, what did I do there? Wait till the end and maybe have a quick chat. If it's somebody you roll with often, like, what did I do there? Wait, you got that? And then, because you can guarantee, like 100% of the time, they know what you've done that's given the sub up. Well, they're not going to tell you.
No.
Like, nobody's going to sit around and go, oh, you should have stuck your arm there, mate. It's like, oh, thanks. But if you just ask, somebody might go like, yeah, you pop your arm like this when you were framing, and then it just opened up your neck. So just wait till the end of the round, have a laugh about it, and then just say, that will do, so you got me. That'll help you improve a lot.
Oh, 100%.
I think it's been a good year so far for personal development for this sort of stuff, and looking forward to taking that back on the mats next year.
Definitely. It's not been without its challenges, like I'll give you that, but it's been a, like I say, very good year for growth, and it's almost like a mindset shift as well.
You've got the mindful grappler stuff.
Mindful grappler, hoping to launch fairly soon with the sort of first sort of product from there. We'll keep it a little bit stuck in the moment, but we'll, as things come out, I'll probably bring a lot of things in and sort of go through it.
Totally. That'll be a worthwhile episode worth doing. Give people a bit more insight into what it is. Cool.
But if you want to hit us up at the Grapplers Academy across all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, your usual podcast formats.
We need like a teleprompter card for this bit. So
we do sort of like right there. Read things like I know I mess up if I'm reading it live.
Like Rob Burgundy, just read anything off of it. Go on full on anchor, man. I'll tamper with it beforehand. Everything's the Grapplers Academy. go check it out.
We get someone to subscribe us on YouTube. That's it.
Subscribe us on YouTube.
What's it with that?
Yeah, we said we were going to do something for this, didn't we, when we got 200?
Yeah.
We're a little bit of a comp. So maybe it's worthwhile thinking about that now.
Yeah, we'll get something on the go and keep your eyes on the social medias.
Stay tuned. Yes. Cool.
Qualified PT on Instagram, coached by Sai. See you next week.